So today I'm here with Mei Semones. She is a underground musician from New York City, and she's mainly known in the jazz circles of the city. And I'm gonna interview her, ask her about some things, ask her about what she does, how she does it, and why she does it. So I guess my first question that I will start off with is, what exactly made you begin becoming a musician? What was the inspiration there that made you want to do music and pursue it in a way where you can go and play at concerts and you I assume you are trying to do it for a living, correct?
Yeah, that's the goal. What got me started though was it wasn't really my choice. When I was four, my grandma bought my family a piano, and so me and my sister started taking lessons then. And I took lessons, like piano lessons, until I was 11 about, and then switched to guitar. What inspired me to play guitar is like this is kind of a funny, I don't know, spark. But have you seen the movie Back to the Future?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like that movie where the scene where the main character plays like the Chuck Berry song, Johnny Be Good. For some reason, I thought that was like so cool, and like I wanted to play guitar from that. And my parents got me like a classical guitar actually to start, and tried to have me do like Suzuki style lessons. And I didn't really like that because I thought I was like I wanted to play rock music or whatever.
Hmm.
So then eventually switched over to electric and like started playing like classic rock a little bit and like grunge rock, I guess. And then in high school was like when I started playing jazz.
Okay. When did you at what point in your life did you start releasing like your discography under Mei Simone's?
Um, I think the first song I put out was like 2020, so that would be I think it was like my sophomore wait junior year of college maybe
Junior year? Okay.
something like that 2020 yeah I think something like that. I didn't really. I've been writing songs until then. Like I started writing songs when I was in middle school, but I had never really liked any of the songs that I wrote until I put my first song out. Like the first song I put out was H Floss, and that's like the first song that I really felt proud of, and I really felt like represented what I wanted to sound like as an artist. And I've grown a lot since then, but I always like I still love that song so much. I love playing it.
Yeah, I was just listening into it earlier today and I really enjoy that song also.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Uh the main album I wanted to ask you about is Tsukino. That was the EP that you came out with the five songs, and Muchu was the single from that, and that was your second ever release. Who around you in your life helped you and inspired you to create an album like that?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, writing wise, I was mostly on my own there, like kind of just trying to write a bunch of songs because I wanted to like put out my first project or whatever.
Hmm.
My boyfriend at the time was like a big help with, he helped me like record everything and he mixed everything too. So that was really helpful and really important. And he like gave me input for some of the songs as well, so that was good. Aside from that, that was like kind of during COVID, I guess. It was like while I was at home in Michigan,
Yeah.
um, when I was writing that and recording that. So I didn't really have access to the same resources that I would have if I was in Boston at Berkeley, which is like where I went to school.
Hmm.
So just like finding musicians to play with, I was lucky enough to like be introduced to two people, Ben Wood and Addie Vogt, who were going to UMich at the time, and they played on that EP, and they're really good musicians. So it worked out that way, but it was like since it was during the pandemic, it wasn't like super collaborative. It was kind of
Yeah.
just like
It was kind of a
it
solo
was stuff
deal.
like that. Yeah, but it worked out. I love the project, so.
Well, what's in the future? What are your next plans? Because I know you just got done with a tour with Ravi Band, right? How was that, by the way? How was the tour?
It was good. It was a lot of fun. Our first time like touring and got to play a lot of places we've never been before and met a lot of cool people. There was like one really bad thing that happened on the tour, which was that our bassist that we normally play with, Jaden, he's from Canada, and
Hmm.
when we were crossing back into the U.S. from Canada at the border in Michigan, they like wouldn't let him come back into the U.S.
Oh.
Yeah, because of like work visa stuff. So we had to do the rest of the tour with no bass, which was like the second half of the tour basically.
Hmm.
And he's like kind of stuck there. So that was.
I hope that gets resolved soon.
I hope so too. It doesn't seem like it's going to, unfortunately, but yeah.
Oh well, it'll all be okay in the end. And I assume on that tour you played guitar and did vocals mainly, right?
Yeah, that's the setup.
Okay. But what are your plans for the future now? Are you going to go back on tour? Is there any projects you're working on?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be putting out an EP in the spring that's 5 songs. And the rollout for that is starting like, I don't know, I guess like next week or the week after
Oh,
next.
next week? So soon.
Yeah, so like the first single is coming out on November 15th. It hasn't been announced yet, but I'm working with a label this time, so hopefully that's good. And
Well,
yeah, so we'll put that single out as like the signing announcement or whatever for the label.
mm-hmm.
And then like the official EP announcement will be like in the February, I think.
Okay.
And then like the rollout will start from there,
Uh, do you mind if I ask which label you're signing to? Or is that something you can't share at the moment?
yeah. No, I think I can share. It's not, I don't think it's like a secret, a confidential thing or anything. They're
Okay.
called Bayonet Records. They're like an independent label here in Brooklyn. They're really cool. I don't know if you've heard of Beach Fossils, but
I've heard of a lot of people. I have struggled. I struggle remembering names though. If you showed me a song, I could probably get them.
no, I feel that, yeah. But they're it's like their label, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's been good so far.
Has it been fun working with them, and is it nice to get that more financial side of it? Or I assume they're giving you some financial support to help record and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, the advances are really helpful for sure, and then also just having help with stuff that I've never. I mean, I can only do so much on my own, and like
Yeah.
in terms of like PR and marketing, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just like posting on Instagram, and
Yeah.
it's not. I don't
I
really know.
get that.
Well, but so it's nice to have like a couple people who actually, that's like their job, and they're doing a
Yeah.
good job. So yeah.
Because it is a struggle with modern day music. It's really hard to just be a musician now. You have to worry about so many other factors that having a team like that to help you is going to be really nice for your career moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I hope that I can keep building it out. Maybe like get a booking agent soon and like management. That would be ideal, but I'm kind of just waiting for it to like work out. I don't know. I'm not like actively
Yeah,
searching.
it'll work out. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
What exactly made you stick with music? Because I know you said at first it was your parents that made you take piano lessons and whatnot. What made you as an individual decide that you still want to pursue music, even if they let off your lessons or whatever? Like outside of your parenting, whenever you left that household, what made you decide to not only stay and play music, but to pursue it?
I would say. I mean, I think it was kind of just the only thing that I was interested in doing, and it's what makes me the most happy is playing. So I think that's why, yeah.
I mean, if it makes you happy, then that's the only reason you need, right?
Yeah.
So you said you went to college. Did you go to college for a musical degree, or was it some other degree that's various?
Yeah, I went to Berklee College of Music, so it's all music there. Basically, I think they just
Oh,
that's like a music business one that you don't need to play an instrument for. But before it's like it's all music, and I studied like jazz guitar performance mostly. Was like the classes I was taking.
mm-hmm.
My major was called pro music, and it's like a major where you can choose from different concentrations and like kind of make your own major. But I basically just did performance. I'm like maybe I should have just done performance, but I don't know.
I don't know.
It
I
was,
mean, did you enjoy your time in college?
yeah, I liked it a lot. I feel like some people struggle with going to music school because it's like hard to do something that's like creative in an academic setting sometimes, you know, like people can feel like it's like kind of confining them, like making them do things a certain way. But I actually really liked it and I learned a lot and I got a lot better at guitar. So
Well, that's good. What city do you think has the biggest influence on you as an individual? Would it be someplace in Michigan, or is it Brooklyn or Boston? What city have you found that has been like, this is where I belong? These are the people I like. This is where I want to play. This is where I want to perform.
I would say, I mean, I haven't lived that many places. I've only lived in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Boston, and Brooklyn. But out of those three, I definitely like it here the most in Brooklyn because there's just like a lot going on and it's inspiring and I like the city. It's nice. At first I was kind of overwhelmed, but it's like, I don't know. It's a cool place. I like it.
Yeah. Do you have any individuals that you may not know, but who inspired your like musical style? Do you have any like musicians that you listened to when you were younger, and they've influenced what you put out now?
Yeah, I mean, the people who I was like really into when I was younger, like Nirvana and the Smashing Pumpkins. And I don't know how much that actually comes out in my music, but I feel like it has to be. It influenced me in some way because I don't know, I was just like so obsessed with them, you know.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's been a lot of jazz, just like listening to um, a lot of the most famous people like John Coltrane or
Mhm.
Thelonious Monk or I really like Bill Evans and Jim Hall and Miles obviously and Bud Powell and kind of just like all those
Yeah.
people listening to them and then also Bossa Nova as well like um, that's been a big part of it too. Those are like my main inspirations I would say.
People like Lisa Ono, etc. Kind of in
I
that.
actually haven't listened to that much Lisa Ono. People always tell me to.
You should check
Mostly
out.
like Codeine and like Gilberto, like those
Yeah,
people.
yeah. I listen to a lot of Gilberto myself.
Hmm.
Have you listened to any Luis Bonfa?
Yeah, a little bit. He's great.
I love his stuff. His solo stuff on guitar. You should check it out sometime. It's really, really well put together. What made you decide to go into jazz though as your main? Like you said, you studied for jazz, correct?
Yeah, mostly like jazz performance stuff. Yeah.
What made you choose to do jazz instead of something like you said, like rock with Nirvana? Because don't you have some unreleased that is kind of more rockish?
Yeah, I have some unreleased music. Like the EP that I was talking about is a little more like indie rock, some like math rock vibes, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still the jazz is like still in there. I think like harmonically.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of odd meter stuff going on, but I guess the reason why I studied jazz is I don't know, in high school I was in a jazz program like playing in combos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked doing that and it was like the most interesting to me I think. And I feel like if you can play jazz well then you can probably play a lot of other genres well too, you know, it kinda like translates.
Yeah, it's a very good building block.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's also just like fun. I like it. I haven't been playing as much recently. I'm trying to get more into it. It's like hard to find time to like practice, you know, but maybe today I will. Could be
Yeah.
a day for that.
Whip out the guitar, give a few strums.
Yeah.
Do you have your guitar with you?
Yeah, I have a couple in the room.
Oh. You could show me the main one you used for your performance.
Yeah, that one's actually in my bedroom. I'll go grab it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So this is the one that I play shows with.
That's all faithful.
Got it for me. It's like a McCarty 594 from PRS. Really nice. I love it.
How long have you had that one for?
I've had it since like I've had it for like a year and a half, I think.
Year and a
Wait,
half.
maybe a little longer. I'm trying to think. I got it like the spring of 2022. Yeah,
That is about
yeah,
two-ish, about 2 years. Or no, it's more like a year and a half-ish, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm really bad about time like that.
No, but I think that sounds right. Maybe I got it like a year before that. I don't even remember. But it's like my favorite guitar that I've ever played. It's really nice.
And do you do your recording processes? Like, do you record yourself and whatnot, or do you go to a booth and pay someone to do that?
I normally work with an engineer. Like,
Hmm.
I think if I was just trying to record, I don't know what I'm doing recording wise, first of all, and then also I feel like recording yourself. I mean, some people are really good at it, but if I was doing it, I feel like it would be so inefficient. Like, I would be too like focused on certain things I don't need to be focused on, and yeah.
And it's nice to have the professional aspect of it. If you're paying someone to do it, then you know that they're going to put their all in it and they're going to give you a quality product.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a certain studio you prefer? Is there any studio you want to give a quick shout out to?
Not really. I haven't really recorded in an actual studio yet. I've mostly just been doing like this past project. I was working with my friend Kai Tsao, and he like we were basically just recording in his like home studio in his apartment, and then doing some stuff at this place called the Record Co. in
Hmm.
Boston, which is like it's like a studio space that you can rent out, and it's really cheap. So that was good, but I've yet to go to like an actual studio. But I'm hoping for the next project we can do that.
Yeah, maybe with that little advance from that label, that's something you could definitely look into.
Yeah,
And you already have a song out with Kai. My question is he going to be on the next project?
probably not.
Probably
Cause that
not.
was yeah, that was more for his like the song that I have with Kai was like for his EP or
Yeah,
whatever. Um,
it definitely feels a lot more different. It doesn't. It feels more EDM. Like honestly, towards the end of it, it feels like an electronic track, which I thought was really cool. I think it's cool to see you branch out and do genres other than just jazz. I like to see the experimentalness that you do and when you try new things. I think it's really interesting when artists kind of try to just make something that isn't exactly what they're known for whenever they want to try something new. And I really think that's a very cool thing. And I'm very excited to hear that your next EP is going to be like that, where you're going to be experimenting more and branching out and being more of a multi-genre artist. That's really
yeah.
exciting. So, another thing I wanted to ask is, what do you think the influences of a musician have? Like, what impact do they have on our society as a musician? Like, what do you think the purpose of music is? To you yourself, what is the purpose of music?
To me, myself, for me, the purpose of music is that it makes me happy and that I enjoy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess in a societal context, I mean, I think it makes other people happy. So, I mean, there's obviously more to it than that, but for me, like, what I love about music and what it's done for me is, like, it's helped me feel less alone or, like, help me feel like I have a place.
Yeah,
Whether it's, like, while I'm playing it or whether just listening to music that makes me feel that way. And so that's what I would want music to do for other people, too, at least my music, you know?
I feel
Um, yeah.
it builds a. It can bring a sense of joy and community to people that otherwise may not necessarily fit in or have an issue with something like that. It's a community that is filled with creative people that are extremely passionate about what they do, and that allows us to all just. That's the thing I like the most about music is talking to musicians and people like that. They're kind of easy to get along with because you just have that one central thing, and it's so easy to just build a bond over it. And it's such a great catalyst into meeting so many people and doing so many things with your life. It's just it's great.
Yeah, I agree.
So, about what you listen to,
Oh shit.
what is the Mei Semones top five? All
Top
time.
five
Top five goats all time.
of like artists.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have like I don't know like statistically what they are in terms of what I've actually listened to the most, but when I think about it, I would say John Coltrane is might be like number one, and then uh, this is hard. I've definitely listened to a lot of Bill Evans and Jim Hall, like the albums
Mm-hmm.
that they have together. I really like those, and then a lot of Gilberto for sure, and um. Been listening to a lot of Monk recently, but I don't know if that would make it to the top five because it's been like a more recent thing.
They're working their way up there though. They're working on it. Give them a few more
Yeah,
months and they might be in there.
yeah. And then I guess I've listened to a lot of Charlie Parker. Like I used to listen to him a lot more in high school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is becoming more than five, but I guess like Nirvana and Smashing Pumpkins probably I would throw in there
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
What is your favorite Nirvana project?
I don't know. I like all of them for the most part.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song?
That's hard too. I like In Bloom. I like that song. But I kind of like all their songs, yeah.
You kind of like all of them. You put on any one of them, and I'm cool with it.
For the most part, there's a couple that I'm like, oh, this is kind of too much, but I like most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to add, or are we good here?
Not particularly, no.
Okay. Any quick shout outs you want to do before we wrap things up? Anything? Shout out your future projects, anything like that?
Um, yeah, putting out an EP in April. Yeah, that's kind of it.
All right. Well, everyone, stay tuned for April. You're gonna hear a great new EP come out then. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for speaking with me. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and see you later.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is really fun.